Well, good evening, West Ham fans. Russ, the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. It's episode 2 of Brothers in Cross Dance. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that malarkey. But what we try and do every couple of weeks is a semi-regular occurrence. We get people who are naturally very clued up. They know what they're talking about. Handsome, because they share my DNA. We've only got one. We have only got one today because Dubai Budden is I don't know, probably talking to some clients or something like that. So we've just got the UK Buddens.
Yeah.
So if you've got Hornchurch and Blue Water. TB, how we doing, Tommy boy?
Yeah, not too bad. Getting there, aren't we? Was it Wednesday? Steaming through the week and through the transfer window.
Very good. You're getting good at this. You're getting
I'm
good
trying,
at
mate. Yeah.
this. You're getting good. You got the note about the black T-shirt as well, which is even better. So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, since we last spoke, we've signed a player.
Yes, we have.
Wing
Sold
nut.
a player as well.
Yes.
And got a new kit, apparently. Really?
Yeah. Well, there's 2 out of 3 things we're going to talk about. Wingnut's in.
Wingnut.
Wingnut's in.
Bless him.
Do you know what? I've been listening to his interviews and stuff that Rob did and stuff, and seems a nice guy.
You know what? I to be honest, I don't know much about him. But what he do pick up is the way he left the club to join us, and there's a way you leave a club, and then there's a way you don't leave a club, and I think the two bookends of that scale have been demonstrated this week.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
So you'd rather have, by the sort of looking at it from, initially from Diouf, you'd rather have players with that kind of mould and want to play for the club and you get a nice feeling about him as a person as well. Again, he might be absolutely toilet when it comes to the pitch. We don't know. You like to think that the supercomputers turned out, whatever it is, the stats and everything, that they've got a winner on their hands and a decent signing. So give them a chance. And yeah, it is nice to actually announce that we've got someone through the door.
It is, isn't it? It is 167, and now we've signed one. Well, technically 2, because I've Daniel Cummings. I've said he's on my side as well. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. For me, it's like, he comes from a good pedigree in terms of Slavia Prague. And the other 2 guys who've got some Slavia Prague ain't been too shabby for us.
Exactly.
And if they've got that, if he's got that same work ethic, and I know people go, "Oh, he's 20, he's a young lad." He's a fucking old 20-year-old because he's had not because of all the previous African-based players lying about their ages, but he moved from Senegal to Norway when he was 18, and now he's gone from Norway to Czech Republic, and now he's on Czech Republic to Stratford. That's a lot of air miles for somebody who's so young.
Especially in 3 years or so. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, if anyone from like this country is willing to go to like abroad and twice, and then, it speaks volumes of someone, and it shows you that he's hungry, he's ambitious, he seems to be a bit of an athlete when you see him in his kit and all that. So, yeah, definitely. Bring it in.
And I'll be honest, that kit don't look too bad like that.
I need to see it in the flesh to make absolute guarantee poo-poo or not. It's the most uninspiring kit I've seen in a very long time. Let's be honest. It did look like Umbro's, like, it's quarter to pub. That will do. Yeah. Fling it out. It does. Do you know what I mean? It's a very lazy kit. From my initially looking at it.
Considering it's the last year under Umbro, you thought they might,
that's probably why it's the last. You know what I mean? It's kind of go, sorry, that'll do. We're not the next year, whatever. So, they've had their time, and let's just leave it like that.
It's a Friday at 4:45 type job, isn't it?
The quarter to pub.
The quarter to pub job. It's a quarter to pub job, but I think without the sponsoring, it would look like a really good sort of T-shirt, like for a pair of jeans, and
it looks like a T-shirt training kit rather than a kit. for me.
Yeah.
And again, it does sit weird with the Boyle Sports on it. It's always going to sit a little bit, unfamiliar.
Better font though than it had before in terms of Boyle Sports, isn't it? With like that comic, almost like a bubble writing, weren't it? Boyle Sports,
yeah.
But there we So it's a start, and hopefully we'll start seeing a lot more movement now, as you said. One out, one in, and the one out, it's in his heart. Spurs was in his heart, so.
Well, we're saying it was in the old group. They said, I can hear Spurs in his heart, but hopefully Sutek's studs in his shins come Derby day.
Well, that'll be him, won't it? That'll be Diouf versus what's his face versus Mo.
There's a way to become an absolute cult hero.
Oh God, do you know what? I didn't think about that. If he put him into Rose Ed, and I was listening to, I think it was Jimmy Bullard on his podcast the other day. He was talking about Ronaldo, and he was like, he saw Ronaldo trap the ball, and he thought, I'm going to put him to Rose Ed. I'm not a nasty player, but I'll stick some on him. My old man's in the stands. And then he just sort of like Ronaldo just like completely just stood still and just completely did him. He went, yeah. But I agree. I think it's September, whenever it is.
Yeah, it's fairly early on, isn't it? Like, so we find out. But he just have the visions of Kudos doing some sort of like mazy run, scoring, and doing the whole sitting down celebration in front of the fans, isn't you?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Again, it's no point losing sort of mental bandwidth complaining about Kudos and all that stuff. Just whatever, he's out of the game.
Dumb.
Let's concentrate on the players that want to be here.
Yeah, totally. And it does seem, and obviously the boys are over in Germany now, and we've got our first proper pre-season on Saturday. Obviously, they were at your neck of the woods yesterday, weren't they? In Ebbsfleet. And yeah, it's now it's the business end, isn't it? Now it's the business end leading up to 15th of August, whatever it is, and less than a month now. So,
but then it was that point where, like, again, when we sold Kudos and there was absolutely nothing on the radar and all that, and I did say that I pushed the panic button.
On your voice,
but that was, I feel I have to retract that. I pressed the panic snooze button at the minute, right? That's exactly where I'm at the minute. I think quite a few people were actually, and. Yeah, we'll see. The way that it's got to be this season is, again, we've got however weeks until the actual window shuts. There's plenty of business to be done and so forth. But it'd be interesting to see that first 11. And if he's got any kind of DNA already of Potter and what he's got to play with at the beginning. I expect there'll be more youth this year, which if he integrates, I mean, we saw it last year, he was giving Lewis a couple of run outs and a few others, and that for me will be the way that would get Potter time. If he's got an academy and that kind of ethos, I think there's a lot of forgiveness and a lot of patience will be applied.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good point, actually. It's almost like if he plays, I mean, I think we'll talk about it tomorrow morning on my show tomorrow morning, but I think if Lewis goes out on loan, but still if he plays Freddie and people like that on a regular basis, was always one of the things that critiqued Moyes, wasn't it? And Lopetegui as well, is they didn't play youth team players. And I think you're right, that sort of gives him that sort of not fail safe, but it gives him a bit of a safety blanket, really, a little bit of one.
I mean, I like to see. I mean, this for me has to be Potts' season. I wouldn't say make or break, but he's had the experience. He's had men's football for the last couple of seasons, and to be fair to him, where he's gone, he's delivered. He's been a fan's favourite, and he's player of the years or whatnot. So it'd be good to see what he can do, and how he slots in with the first team and stuff like that. So I've been intrigued to see how he starts the season.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think the club obviously put in a lot of, they did a documentary on him. They've, he's got a contract now to 2029, so they, you can see just in terms of the players, the academy players who've offered big contracts to, who they're resting their, backing. Obviously, Orford's on a long-term contract, Neil. Now, so is Ollie's on a long-term contract. Freddie's on a long-term contract. These guys are all on 4 or 5 year deals, and they're the ones that want to be free. I thought it's quite interesting actually when you look at, obviously you look to the side that lost to Ebbsfleet yesterday, and the side that lost to, I know they're sort of they call them 11s, don't they? Not under 21s. They're West Ham 11s.
Yeah.
And the one that lost to Worthing as well. And you look at the players that have gone out with Potter from the academy, and there's some really good. I mean, there's my boy Ercan'S Beckett is out there, and
is he really? All right.
Yeah, he's out there, and so you got to think. You had, I think last night, I think Michael Forbes played. I think Robinson was playing. I think Louis Brown was playing. I think Josh Briggs was playing. They're all 3 years older than Ercan'S, but Ercan'S went out. Yeah. I'm telling you, he's the boy.
Well,
he's a baller.
I've never seen him play. I've never seen him in the flesh, but you see a lot of that side of the club, and for you to kind of, even though he's got a cool name, but like.
He has got a very cool name, and he's now he's England, under 18s rather than Lithuanian under 16s. So
right, okay, is that the fact? Right, so fair enough. But again, if you've got at that stage for you to pick him out now, that's one to watch, isn't it? And then see how he progresses. But for him to be out of the first team squad speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It does, especially when he's got older people who you think would be out there for fodder, because basically they're squad fodder, really, aren't they? Really, sort of like reserve team against passage of play. It speaks a lot of volume, I think, for him. But I tell you what was a good kit. Tom. That kit. Unbelievable. So anyone who watched our last episode, we spoke about the first ever West Ham player we met, and we spoke about our love of Pete Butler and the kids' Junior Hammer's birthday parties. This was kindly provided about an hour after that episode. So there's Tom with Pete Butler, and he just played the week before. Super Pete. I'm going to send it to him. He'll love that.
Yeah. I've got to dig out that pendulum as well. I've got it in the loft. Still
I wonder if you could guess the names, because that's one of the things always when we had signatures, you never knew who their names were, particularly those ones.
Well, now they put the numbers, don't they? Like, so you got half a clue. But back then it was like, let's get this done.
I've got something here. I don't know where it is, and I've got one of these signed bits, and I don't know who signed it. I don't know who it is, and Kudos. I can't. And Kudos, yeah, toilet paper. But no, I just don't know who signed it, so I'm gonna have to send it to Len or Ian or someone I know who's good at those things. But yeah, no, it always used to be a squiggle. And you go, that was Shaq Islam. Really?
Yeah.
At least what you said now, that's Naya Faged. Oh, is it really? Okay. There we go. What would be your I saw an interesting poll. I think it was on The Athletic, and they did their sort of fan survey. It turned out West Ham fans were the least optimistic, I think, in the Premier League. And one of the questions was, where would finishing in the league, where would you expect, where would be a good season for you? Where would be an average season for you? So where do you reckon, I know we've still got a month to go, where do you reckon where we should be, you're comfortable with our season, finishing the league?
Well, if I'm being honest, I mean, mid-table, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Again, you'd love to be further up, but mid-table, a good solid season to bed these new kind of players' way of thinking. I know it's not the most exciting, but I'm up for that. Do I think we get there? Well, again, it's a long way. We've got a month to go. And near the kick-off time of the season, you ask me then and see how I feel. Because I said last week, I always said, we're relegated. In that kit, it looked like a championship kit. It looked like, one of our starlets in our team's gone to a bit of rival. Everything's bad about the world. But there we go. Diouf signs, and it's not optimistic. We got if we get halfway in the league, that'd be a decent season. And then probably, most people being truth to heart would probably say that as a West Ham fan. Look, the squad still needs a lot of development and bodies in. But as it stands, you'd probably like to go, that's a mid-table side.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think someone made a good point in one of the videos that I spoke about all the the Fabianskis and Cresswells and Soufals who have left, but in all reality, last season none of them, bar Antonio pre-crash, were really first teamers, like first 11ers.
Yeah, but
So
that's the 90 minutes you see on the pitch. You don't know what
yeah,
they're like in the dressing
great
rooms.
point. Yeah, great point.
And there's a hell of a lot of experience just walked out the door there, and that's the side that you don't see, and that's the side is a bit of an unknown. Yeah. So you got people like Noble at the club, and when ex-players talk about when they were playing and how Noble, text them, brought them into like the WhatsApp group and sorted them all out, and the sort of player welfare admin. You don't know if any of them players went out the door and did that. I mean, I would have thought Cresswell would have been a senior head in that, and people like at the youth team coming up, looking at him being a long-serving player, Earthy and all them guys. They would have grown up with him being around the club. But yeah, time will tell, won't it? Time will tell.
Time will tell. Although in our West Ham Network group chat, we do think that Graham Potter will probably get the record for most amount of Premier League draws for a West Ham side next season. I think there's going to be a lot of draws.
Well, that was it. He never could score at Brighton, but it got like draws all the time. We went for that space. Like that. I mean, unless they were playing us, they used to always have our number. But he said, "Oh, I swear he had like a record draws or something like that." They just couldn't score.
Like that.
Yeah. But again, if you draw 40 games, you're staying up, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Adds to the point tally. I think I'm the same. I mean, for me, I think you're totally right. But it's the thing we say it every fucking year. This is Project Rebuild. This is a rebuild year. This is the squad needs rebuild.
Never built, though, is it? It's never built.
No. It's just like those school porta cabins. They're just there, but nothing gets built about them.
Permanently permanent, temporarily. Yeah, them kind of places. Yeah,
that is basically our squad.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pretty much our squad.
If you look at me now, if I was looking at any other sort of fan, what fan would I want to be right now? I tell you, I wouldn't want to be. I want to be a Brentford fan, and I wouldn't want to be right now a Forest fan. I mentioned it last week. Last episode. I don't know. I think they're going to struggle this year, and Brentford's a complete unknown, and I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, to be honest.
Yeah. I think also, I mean, you look at someone like Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have lost a lot of good players as well.
Exactly, they're in that bracket now of overachieved, and like we did a couple of seasons ago. It was great. We had a great run and everything, but on paper, we overachieved. I would say, to get into Europe so many times and stuff like that.
Yep.
And normally that was because other teams didn't fulfil their potential or how they did, and we snuck in, right?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. You take it all day long,
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever. You can only beat what's in front of you and all that malarkey. But as a starting point, Forest potentially with Gibbs White moving on. Again, that's a bit of drama going on between them and Spurs. And Brentford losing the manager, which I think is absolutely vital to them. Again, to Spurs. I just feel, I could be completely wrong. They might absolutely fly. I mean, they signed a decent keeper in Kelleher. But again, if Bremer goes, the manager's gone, it's a new nucleus needed there, and you don't know how they're going to perform. And with Forest, again, Gibbs White out of that side is massive. And Elanga as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of goals and creativity straight from their spine gone. And I say Elanga was always decent for me in fantasy football last year. He was always quite cheap and always seemed to turn up when he was on the bench for me. But that's a lot of experience and a lot of excitement. And again, the extra games are going to have.
Well, they've stuck themselves in the shit store, haven't they? Because obviously, they'll be if it carries on and they'll be in the Europa League. rather than the conference because they've kicked off, and obviously Palace in the conference, not in the Europa League at the moment. Yeah, I mean, we struggled, didn't we? That first season, we sort of we did really well in Europe, and then we just lit about February onwards. We just was knackered in the Premier League.
So poor. Yeah. Eyes were off it. It was painful to go to the games, to be fair.
It was, and then obviously we got used to it a little bit for the second, and then obviously you had the Europa. Obviously the Conference League was a little bit different, and then obviously Europa again. But
it's still on the squad. There's still like the extra amount of games on there, travelling. Yeah. It still takes its toll. Even
Thursday, Sunday. Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah. But even if the opposition ain't that good, it's like, the whole travelling, preparation, actual performing, coming back. It takes its toll. And you've got to have that squad to back them air miles up.
You do, yeah. You do need sort of the 2-tier squad, don't you? You need the cup squad, and you can get away with it in domestically, but not in Europe. And I think, you're right. I think they will struggle. I think Palace will struggle as well. If Mateta potentially goes, if Eze potentially goes, what's his name? The centre half, Gaia.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's
but also, if they've got any speculation as well over their heads and stuff, are they going to go slightly into a tackle, knowing that a potential big move somewhere else is going, could go south? Or I've never been a professional footballer, as you know, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know to sort of like how that plays in your mind. I can only imagine like once you cross the line, things like that go out the window. But when it's your livelihood or something, that could be potentially more life changing than being a professional footballer at a bigger club. Then you don't know how that plays on you.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I think it's going to be really interesting. And then obviously you've got probably, Burnley will be a whipping boy. You'll have a whipping boy, one of them. Maybe Sunderland as well. You never know.
Leeds. I know, but we've seen it before. People coming up, like even I remember Fulham a few seasons ago. They absolutely romped home, spent a load of money, and then straight back down. It doesn't guarantee you to stay in the league.
No, true.
You still need to play, and if you're spending loads of money, it's a new side. You've got to find the whole formula again, and try and doing that in the Premier League is a little bit tough. So it doesn't really matter how much you spend; it's what you spend it on. And
very good, Tom. That should be a T-shirt.
You could have that, mate. Yeah, that's it. On the network shop.
TikTok shop. Yeah. TikTok shop.
But what it is, I think Leeds have something about them as well, and the manager's been there a couple of times now to know what's going on. So I think out of the three, for me, that they're the ones that have got the best chance of staying up. I think the crowd alone, and it's still an imitating place to go, even though they've been promoted. I think they might have something about them, and I think someone else in that bracket we've talked about will drop into them bottom threes. But the rest, I think the other two spots at this moment in time will be taken up with the promoted sides. But I think Leeds might just squeak it for me. Come what's the name in the beginning of the season, it might change. But if you're looking at how the cards are now,
I think and I agree. I think it's probably a fair assessment. I think as said, we still got another month until we kick off, and then another couple of weeks after that the transfer window. Still plenty of business to be done. And I still think there's going to be like a domino effect, in terms of one player goes and City is still looking to sell a few players, and
it's the carousel of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's sort of like it has a knock-on effect, and we'll have. Yeah, I think also you'll have injuries during pre-season and stuff. And I tell you, one person who's looking, I was watching the Fulkrug thing the other day. The boy's looking svelte.
Yeah,
he's looking. I'm really watched him today doing I don't know if it's a TikTok or whatever, but doing something with Paqueta trying to dance. And do you know what? I've just got a feeling about Fulkrug this season. Got a feeling about him.
When he did come on, I was when he had full 80%, 90% fitness. I wouldn't say full. I don't think he was ever fully fit last season. But when he did come on, you just saw a little bit of a plan, a little bit of a link, a little bit more. There was normally you get to the final third and it's shit yourself, and it's sort of like you have it, no, you have it, or no one's willing to sort of take a punt. But when he was there, he was a target man. He's flicking it on. Sometimes, and we get it a lot of West Ham, when you sign someone from a sort of like higher pedigree, he's on another sort of playing level.
Yeah.
And so some passes go astray. That's why I see Lucas sometimes with his balls, giving it away. He looks like, he's giving it away again. But no, that's where Neymar would have been when he was playing for Brazil. When now you're playing like Ward-Prowse or something. No disrespect to Ward-Prowse, but I like Ward-Prowse. I'm glad he's still about. I know he's got some haters, but I'm just saying you can see it's quite painful sometimes. You're like, they're getting frustrated. But I don't think Fulquirk is... he seems like an honest player, and yes. I think because he's at a certain age, he's done it all. He's played the World Cups, he's played Champions League. It's now him just playing for a bit of, I don't know, obviously a load of money, but playing for a little bit of love. And if he stays fit, back in the last season, he was captain material for me. The stuff that he was saying in the press and leading by example, he's a bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's sort of there. As we said, 10 minutes ago, we were talking about losing a lot of experience and a lot of team, just cohesion and just team spirit. And I think he's just to be honest, he's shining over the video. He's just literally you can see people who are faking it and bullshitting. He just don't seem to bullshit it. He just seems to.
You know what I mean? He's like an honest,
honest. That's the right word.
It's like anyone else, any of your mates, or you and me on the video, it'd be the same. It's no kind of, bells and whistles or sort of like pretentiousness about the whole thing. It's just him being mucking around, being like Nicholas.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like the Joker and stuff. And I just think a couple more signings in before the beginning of the season, and hopefully we'll see some stuff. I'm not expecting to see anything really groundbreaking on Saturday, but obviously we've got the summer series next week. Next Saturday they come.
But also, we forget as well. People like Somerville will be like a signing. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with him. And for someone that when we said we was after him and we bought him, I know a few Leeds people anyway from work and God knows what, and they was all raving on about him, saying like, you've stolen us. He's stolen. He's an absolute gem. And when you see him on the pitch, he goes stature-wise, he looks quite. He could have a couple of meals. It's almost like Yoshi Benayoun when he first came. He needs a couple of hot dinners and a few sessions in the gym. But he put it about. And I remember that's the day he got injured. He was in both boxes. He was so influential, tracking back, making tackles, making chances the other end, and it was just working his bollocks off. So to have him back would be almost like a signing in itself, I think. And who else do you reckon is coming through the door, Russ? Because I noticed that Hutchinson got a couple of bids after him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think next one is going to be. I think next one will be Martinez from Girona. He's got. I mean, that's what I mean. Next in the door, I want a right back or right wing back cover for AFCON, particularly. Yeah, I think he's got a £14 million release clause. I think
now these days, is it?
That's pump money. That's pump money, isn't it? Literally, that'll get you a decent, or not even a decent, but an average championship player, wasn't it? 14 mil.
Yeah.
It's mental to think that. And I think he'll come through because I think people go, personally, I'd like to have seen Junior Robinson from the academy over in Germany, but he's not. So that to me shows that he's not really in his plans this year. So him or a freebie right back, right wing. I'm not really fussed, really, as long as they're decent. I think Martinez can play centre half as well, which is quite useful.
That's the quote, I think. It's that kind of, the same with Diouf. He can play basically all through the back, except for the right back, and that sort of like left-hand side. So I think that's, utility kind of players is probably the way that we're kind of looking, just to sort of utilise the squad. And when it goes wrong, it's like, we can do a job, not necessarily be the answer, but they can do a job to see out a game. 20 minutes or so and not be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think him, and then I think probably. I mean, in an ideal world, I'd like Harvey Elliott, but I don't think we'll get him. But I think we'll probably get Tyler Morton, and that CDM, that sort of defensive midfield if you put him and I don't think he'll put him and Potts together at the beginning, but that two as a defensive two would be quite youthful, a lot of energy, which is what we miss. We still don't know what's happening with Paqueta, really, do we? Alvarez. I mean, I could see Souček being a good bench player and being a Hail Mary player. Throw him on for 20 minutes. He's going to knock a goal.
It's going to be awkward, isn't it?
Exactly. I wouldn't sell him for 12 million quid or whatever.
No. You try and replace that kind of place in the squad. So many people have got so many haters for Souček as well, but I just think I'd rather him being my tent spitting out than him spitting in.
Exactly.
For 12 mil or whatever it is, it's a no-brainer to keep him in the squad.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. You try and replace that kind of stature. And also, again, experience. He's not as long as Cresswell and stuff like that, but he's been around. He's a European Cup winner. He's utility. He used to play number 10 for Prague, didn't he? And so he has got that in the locker as well.
Yeah, totally. And I think for just having him around the gaff, he can be thrown on. As you said, he can play a number of positions. He just gets a knack of scoring goals. I think he's our top 50 all-time goal scorers or something like that of West Ham. You know what I mean? It's it's ridiculous. So,
but someone who wasn't bought to score the goals.
Yeah, exactly. Just bought for legs, weren't he?
Yeah,
that's what he wanted.
Be a nuisance, just be a presence. He wasn't there to go right. Here's our answer to get 15, 20 goals a season, and yet here he is.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
You got to take your hat off to him, because I know Simon's not a massive fan of him, but again, I want him in a squad. I want him in my squad. He'll be in my squad all day.
Yeah, no, I agree. He'll be in the squad. Wouldn't start for me, but he'll be on the squad. I agree. Yeah. I think and we say we want players to fight for the badge, and to be honest, out of that whole squad, I'd say probably Thomas Souček is the most likely to fight for the badge out of all of our squad at the moment. And he's bled more claret than a lot of us have bled claret in a West Ham shirt. You know what I mean? So. For me, he's a keeper. I just think I think it's clearly we start. Although the one that's gone a bit quiet, we were linked to a guy called Rafael Nueda from Club Bruges, who was a box to box midfielder. That was right at the beginning. That's all gone a bit quiet, but I still think there'll be a few more supercomputer names for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, what's the total now? 160 odd.
I think today, I just put the 100. I think we've equaled today. When I do the Rusty Rimmer rating, the original Rimmer rating tomorrow, the original Rimmer rating, thank you. That will be 167, I think, which is the same as last year. So we did the 167 for the whole transfer window. We still got.
It just shows how much bollocks is about.
Exactly, 6 weeks left. 6 weeks left. 106. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 167 now. Which is absolutely crazy. And there's going to be even more coming up.
Well, again, it'd be like who's got 280 in the sweepstake this year? Who's got?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. See, technically, we've kind of signed 4 players because we've signed Diouf, we've signed Cummings. Joel Kerr, we've signed for the academy, and Callum Leacock. So there we go.
Yeah,
167.
But again, I mean, no disrespect to them, and I hope they have great careers at West Ham, but they're not going to be first teamers. So when you look down on paper, we've signed one, really.
One first teamer, yeah.
One first team to make a difference, and I hope Cummings will come on and do the business when I imagine he'll be on the peripherals on the bench / youth team and stuff like that.
He'll be the Danny Ings. He'll be the Danny Ings position in the squad.
Yeah. No, I get that. But again, did he play the other night as well? Absolutely.
I don't think he played for Ebbsfleet. He played in the Worthing game. Worthing, was it Worthing played? Where we lost 4-1, and the guy we got rid of.
He came half time, didn't he?
Yeah, the guy we got rid of, Brad Dolligan, scored a hat-trick against us. So
sign him up.
Sign him up. He looks good, this lad.
Be on a computer and he pops up. You're like, oh, for fuck.
I couldn't believe it. But no, I think I don't think he played. I don't think he came on. I'm just looking for the squad. I know Josh played. Oh, he did come on. Yeah, Cummings came on for 25 minutes. They did all the sub. They did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 substitutes on the 65th minute.
Just because you can, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Just because you can. I had a question from a viewer. He's got a question for you. What was your go-to Ercan'S?
Oh, it was £half of chips.
Thank you. Good question.
Oh. Was there anything else that they serve? I didn't know. No, it was. It started off as a quarter pounder, worked my way up through the ranks, got my head down, and progressed into the first team with the half
through for the half pounder. Yeah, half pounder.
And a can of Coke, and also it was that when we used to get there, we used to go Grandad loaded, and it all depend. You always knew what he had that week, because if he had his sort of health consultant, it would be a Savaloina roll. If he didn't, it'd be a massive load of chips and a massive bit of cod. And then it'd be a tea, and the old boy at Ercan would come along and like, coffee, and when and he put it on the table, and when he put it on the table, he would just go tap like that with his other hand.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Now, I can't not do that. I have to do it whenever I say no. Coffee afterwards.
Do you remember when we got the chef's table?
Yeah. Oh, in the back, the VIP suite. There was some
whole
black and white TV going on in the background, and all the kids were like, the family was watching it. It was in the front room.
Oh, dear, it? When they were so busy. I can't believe the game.
The overspilled car park of the part of the restaurant, wasn't it?
Overspilled car park at Ercan'S. Very, very few people. It wasn't like
glamorous. It was like one that was knackered in the shop. I just put it in the back, moved a couple of boxes of like stock or whatever, and then like, there you go.
That must have been that guy's job, just to do the coffees.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't no other fucker had a coffee apart from Grandad.
No, that was it. But again, it's still there, isn't it? It's still one that survived the move.
It's still there, and it's still. I remember going there once, and not even that going, but like sometimes when you go, like you get a burger, like from a fish and chip shop, and you go, oh, that was Ercan'S. Just takes you straight back to those cheap Ercan'S, Yeah.
Oh no, it was good. I mean, because they've got the memorial on the side of the wall now, haven't they? So I suppose people go and take a couple of snaps of that and get some chips on the way back. I don't know, but I have not been back to the Upton Park area at all since the last game of the season. I don't know if I could. Was that the 10th of May 2016? I don't think I've ever. I don't think. I just don't know. I know the bowling pubs are a refurb and it's going to be nice.
Really nice. Yeah, really nice. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. A couple of mates, they are scaffolders or whatever, or tradesmen, and they sort of like take photos when they've got a job nearby and they go, "Where am I?" And you're like, "Oh, I know exactly where you are," but I've been there in the flesh.
Yeah, no, I've only been there a couple of times. One because we walked there, didn't we? When we did the walk.
Of course, yeah.
From with John and young Sullivan Jr. And I went. We did, and I'm meaning to go to one of the bowling nights that Ian does. But it's weird, isn't it? It's weird when you think about it, and you sort of think about just that area and
So what else? A lot of the places would have just folded up, the pie and mash and stuff like that. They've all kind of gone up. I've heard. I can't do a recce of what survived and what hasn't.
No, what's name's gone? Yeah, the pie mash went.
Yeah. But it's again. I haven't been. The only time I was going to go there was to pick up my seat. They sold your seat of the last game, and I was going to bring I was going to permanently borrow it with a screwdriver at the end of the
permanently borrow it, yeah.
But I forgot a screwdriver, so that was the end of that. So I thought, I'll pay, what is it, 50 quid or whatever, and thinking of getting in a box. But in that box, I've got my T-shirt, which I didn't take out of the wrapper, so that's still in the wrapper. There was a claret one, and on my box, and the programme, got it signed. I think I've got it signed. Well, a couple of people are floating about. I think even Trevor Morley signed it, and a couple of other people. But that's in the box. It's like a little time capsule. I might put the pendulum up there as well. So it's a nice little time capsule in my loft.
In the loft.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about I've got a couple of those T-shirts. We've got them signed by Mark, by Nobes, and it's it's funny. It's just such a. I was thinking about it the other day how weird it all was and how weird it is now there. Yeah, you're right. Ercan'S is still survived. I suppose it's a fish and chip shop. So like people, it was the only one like
quite generic. There,
yeah. It's not pie and mash or anything like that. You know what I mean?
it's a bit more.
Actually, funny enough, a picture came up the other day. It was 10, like with Facebook, you get your time hop type pictures. And it was 10 years, and it was Flo when we broke in. We didn't technically break in. I have a pass and I walked in.
Yeah.
I
am.
Exactly, on the pitch. And so a picture of her with a number with Flo 3 on the pitch, because I said, well, I just want you to at least say you've been there, because you say you've been there. And then she ran on. Then she literally ran in the middle, like ran for it, like fucking hell. I was like, Dougie's gonna kill me, the groundsman. But yeah. Oh well, that was fun. That was a nice trip down memory lane, as always. If you have any questions, exactly, always comes back to food. If you have any other questions about you want us to reminisce about, more than happy to. We're going to get some other people on as well. Simon will hopefully not be busy in Dubai like he always is, and we'll get, we've got plenty more characters we're going to be bringing on, like Tom Taylor and Frank and Jack and various others. So make sure you carry on. And when we get some more, I had a really good game as well today.
Oh, go on. What was it?
Well, it's not really a game. I nicked it off someone else, I'll be honest. Right.
Well, you permanently borrow stuff from everyone else anyway, Russ. That's fine.
Exactly. I permanently nick things. I permanently borrow. Right. So it was. Where was it? Let me get it ready. I'll get it ready now. Right. Fuck it. We'll do it now. That's it. You've made just. Oh, am I going to do it? Oh, I'm in thought about it now. Right. Let me bring it up. Where is it? Where was share my screen? Oh God, this has all gone to pit. I'm usually so well prepared. Now, did it work if I do this? Let me see. No. Hang on. Bring you back.
So what was it then?
So do you know darts?
I'm very familiar with darts. Yeah.
So it's darts, but with West Ham players.
Okay. What, squad numbers or what?
No. So, let me just sort this out properly. Oh, I've got to do that. Can I edit this? Oh, I had it all sorted out, and now it's all gone to pot. Right. Give me 2 secs. Terribly exciting stuff. Right. Let's do that and bring Tom back in. Camera slot. I'm doing this live. I'm building this live as we speak, while Tommy's in the green room. Let me do that and do that. Can I make this bigger? Make that bigger and then go underneath. This is terribly exciting viewing for everybody else. Right, let me send that to back. No, I've sent everything to back. Bring forward and then bring that forward. Update. Right, let's bring Tom back in. Hey!
Very nice in that green room.
Very nice in that green room. Terribly exciting stuff. So, right. So there's no point me doing me because I can, I know this, but the idea is we say West Ham Premier League appearances, right? Okay. So a bit like darts, you can't go above 180.
Okay. You? No, we're finishing on doubles and all.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, what they do on this other thing I saw, they did it. I think it was your checkout was at least you had 10. So if you had like 25 to go and you picked a guy who had 30 appearances, that's fine. But anything above 35, you bust, if that made sense.
Yeah.
So, all right, fuck it. Let's have a go. Let's see. Let's play Mr. Big Bollocks then. Okay, right, all right. Come on in, Tom. All right then. Let me bring these. Actually, bring these names down a little bit, high up. I'm just gonna take one off and just put Tom. Bring you down a little bit. All right. Okay. So Premier League West Ham appearances. Delete that.
Premier League. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got name a player.
You got a name of West Ham player.
Robert Green. I'll take
Robert Green. Let's have a look. Robert Green.
I'm starting from the back and then sort of try and go forward.
Oh, fucking hell, Tom. That was a good start. Thing is, I've got to do my maths now. That was a good start.
We both know that dead air is a crime.
Yeah, dead air is a crime. 177 appearances. Oh, that was a good first start, Tom. So you're down to 3, 2, 4. Let me just bring that in.
don't want to go no ball straight away because that'll be quite a lot.
Yeah, but if it's over 180, you bust.
Yeah. So let's go defender. Who's been around for a bit? Cresswell.
Oh, Aaron Cresswell.
Because he's been around for a bit, but didn't play for a couple of first teams. Bust already.
312. 312 appearances, Premier League appearances for West Ham.
Well, that's knackered that one, isn't it?
Yeah. You can carry on.
Right, okay. No, right.
You're going to do it properly. You're going to do it properly.
All right. Chill out. Let's go for Craig Dawson.
Craig Dawson. Yeah, that's going to be quite low, isn't it?
Yeah. I just want to get someone who's played just to
get some on the board. Craig Dawson. 64.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's all right. So we're down to 260 now.
260. Let's go for Ben Rama.
Ben Rama. Let me just do this. I can do that, can't I? And put a strike through it. Where's the strike through on? Oh, I hasn't got it on that. Oh, here it is. Let me just put a line through it so it looks like it's been crossed out. There we go. Ben Rama, you say? Now he's been around. He was around a couple of seasons, wasn't he?
Couple of seasons. I'm trying to get that 3 or 4 seasons rather than add some tension to it.
Rama, add some tension to it. 60. You're all right. 110.
That's
so down to 150. Yeah. Down to 150. So there is a checkout available. I don't know if there is. Probably.
Let's go. Ian Pearce.
Oh, great shout. Ian Pearce. Big fan of Ian Pearce. He was in my Hammers.
I don't think he's in the 100 club, but he's got a
I don't know, though. I don't know. He was around for a while.
Yeah, but I just don't know.
Well, I tell you what, he's 118. So down to 32.
Right, okay. Savio.
Oh. The man who kidnapped himself. Right, Savio. Let's have a look. Savio. Was he did a Savio? What was his full name?
Oh, Nesquerk or something like that.
Savio Enresco, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Savio. N. I put Nesco. It's NS, isn't it? Nesco. All 10. So down to 22.
Right, so someone who's basically just played a load of home games in a season.
Yeah. Someone who's only played so 22, and you can go to 32, and then you're out. Then anymore.
Carlos Tevez.
Now that's a great shout.
He came off, and then he didn't start. It was more Mascherano, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what.
It wasn't a whole season.
Tell you what. Let's have a look. 26. You're done. Good game, isn't it?
It is a good game. It is a good game.
Even better if there was 2 people playing. But even better. Thanks, Simon. You bastard.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. I've wasted a really good game on you. That was good. Don't tell him. No, watch it though, won't he?
Yeah. Watch it, yeah. Well, we can still do it. He's still got players. We just can't use the players that I've mentioned, but he wouldn't mention half of them players anyway.
No. Yeah, good point. Anyway, pleasure, Tom, as always. We'll wait a couple of weeks and we'll get you back in. We signed probably another 2 players and sold another 2 players as well, as per usual. And thank you to everyone for listening. Don't forget, if you've got any questions for me, you want the Budden boys to talk about, reminiscing stories you want to talk about. We've got some. We're going to do a whole episode about Grandad. About London. Yeah. I think there's so many stories about them. We'll get Tom on and Taylor and stuff as well because he'll have.
Also got the Ian Bishop episode and a couple of things as well.
We have the Ian Bishop. Yes, we should have done that today.
You know what? We should have done that
because it's just you and me. That Ian Bishop message.
Yeah, and it's on the. As I said, I think some probably YouTube person has put like that clip up on YouTube for about 10 years ago. Really bad quality, just adds a little bit more to sort of the age of it.
I remember sending it
96, whatever. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah. And because actually I sent it to Bish. I remember sending it. I sent it to Bish, and he thought it was hilarious. And I sent it to Morley as well, so I thought he'd find it quite funny, and he did. We'll have to do the Ian Bishop. Yeah, that's a whole episode.
Yeah,
it's a whole episode, and then I'll send him the link so he'll watch it. He'll find it funny. We've got a lot of episodes. The Ian Bishop episode. Love it. Love it. All right then. Take care, everyone. Myself and TB. Much love to everyone, and see you tomorrow for the Rust Humor Racing Division. We're rating. We're back, as well as all the other stuff. Much love, peeps. Laters. Bye.